Alrighty, welcome back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Properly. Sort of an in-between kind of thing, as I basically ended Season 1 with the regional tournament, which did not go as planned, but, such is life. So right now I'm kind of just testing out some, janky stuff, I guess. Sort of in between to see where I want to take the deck, if I want to continue with the challenge, etc. So right now, we got, you might notice some Fire Kings up here. I am actually trying out a small Fire King package in the Yugioh deck. So this is kind of just that deck profile, and I'll kind of go over why I'm doing this, and sort of what the overall strategy is. So without further ado, we'll jump into the main deck. So we are playing 1 Ponix, 1 Arvata, 2 Kirin, and 1 Sacred Gurinix. I feel like this is kind of the minimum requirement to play the engine. I don't want to play too many Fire Kings, because, Ponix is good by itself. Arvata requires another fire. These all require other fires. I might consider bumping Ponix to 2 just to see it more, but I also have a copy of 1 for 1. I might see if I can get a copy of the Sinful Spoils Snake Eye spell, so I can kind of consistency a little bit more. Get rid of a dead Yubel card in hand, that sort of thing. And then also it's another way I can get to Ponix without taking my normal summon away from something else. But essentially, these kind of give me more interrupts on the opponent's turn, and Fire King Island can pop any monster, I believe. Maybe it's any card, I'll check in a minute. But it can pop my Yubel stuff, and that'll trigger their effects still. So it's just extra value until we get Nightmare Throne, and then I'll kind of see, depending on the rarity of Nightmare Throne, whether I want to continue with this or if I want to shift to something else. One other thing I will note, this deck is not playing any hand traps right now, mainly because I wanted to play with ratios, but also I feel like the hand traps don't do a whole lot in this deck, simply because Yubel either doesn't care that the opponent has a board, stopping 1 or 2 things isn't going to matter against Snake Eyes or other big decks, or I want them to have a big board so I can eat it up with Super Poly. So it's kind of a weird position. A lot of the time the hand traps just don't feel like they do anything, and I want my cards to actually be generating value, as opposed to just making 1-for-1 trades. So I think that's kind of where I'm at right now with this. We got the little package here. For the Yubel lineup, everything is still more or less the same. We've got 3 Samsara D Lotus to get to our Yubel stuff and get that engine going. We've also got 3 Dark Beckoning Beast. Again, this guy is really good, and by himself, he is a +2. He gets you the continuous spell, another copy, and then you can make Gin Buster or Monk Cracker and just kind of set up more plays from there. We still have 3 Spirit of Yubel. Again, she's probably the best card in the deck. She's a battle trick, which is nice sometimes, and she floats into the original Yubel when she's destroyed, which is really good. We also have 1 of each Yubel form. I am still considering a second copy of base Yubel, just to have a second option to float into if I still have 1 out from Spirit of Yubel, or to summon another one off of Samsara D Lotus. Just a little bit of extra value, especially if I've already used Spirit of Yubel's effect. I can just leave 1 in the deck for later and bring out a Yubel instead. And then I can just make a rank 10 or something. That is all the monsters. Not playing a whole lot because our spell lineup is actually mostly consistency stuff. So for the one of, excuse me, we've got a 1-for-1, Called by the Grave, Fire King Skyburn, and Fire King Sanctuary. Something to note about Fire King Sanctuary is that if this gets negated or I use the protection effect, I can get this back from the grave with opening the Spirit Gates. As long as I have a level 10 out, any of the Yubels basically, I can get this back to hand. So we don't need to run more than 1. The only time this might be an issue is if it gets cosmicked. But also I'm playing 2 of the field spell, so I think that's kind of just fine. I don't want to break on sanctuaries, essentially. We are also playing 2 droplet, mostly because I only have 2. I think a third would be nice. This deck has a lot of, like I said, a lot of continuous spells that might just sit around otherwise, so in theory, I have a lot of ammo for this. A lot of just free value I can just turn into negates. And it also, again, helps me go... It's good going first or second, which I think is something I was sorely missing at the regional. Just being able to go second and have power spells that actually did stuff is very important, I think. Speaking of, we got the 2 Fire King Island. Okay, yeah, we destroy a monster in hand or field. But again, this is free value every turn. We're triggering Fire King effects. We're triggering Yugioh effects. This card's just gas. Occasionally, we could also special the Garunix if we happen to open it with no other fires, and we don't feel like destroying it. So that's just kind of whatever. We still got the 3 Super Poly, we still got the 3 Opening the Spirit Gates, and we still got the 3 Nightmare Pain. These probably will not be changing. Maybe Opening goes to 2 if I need the space, but there's not really any reason to run any less than this. And then the last spells is 3 Triple Attack. I feel like this is probably the only, like, sort of situational spell going second, that's also good going first. Like, if they droll or ash me or something, like, I can get some value out of it somehow. Being able to take a monster and then link it off, or, like, Xyz with it, depending on what I'm up against. Just really good trade card, essentially. It would be a little bit better if I had Thrust as well, but I have not yet gotten Thrust. And then the last 3 cards, I'm now up to 3 Eternal Favorites. Maybe this isn't correct. Most builds I've seen do just run 2, but having to use the fusion effect early, and then not having a second one, there's only 1 left in the deck, so the odds of drawing it are a lot lower, so I think 3 is just good for now, since it also just lets me maintain my U-Bells on the field. For the extra deck, this is still kind of a work in progress as well. We've got the 1 Mud Dragon and the 1 Garura for Super Poly, generic Super Poly targets. I don't think I need to explain why those are there. We also have now 3 UL Loving Defender Forever. Managed to pick up a 3rd one at the regional. Really happy about that. What's really funny is these are level 12. If I get 2 of these out, I can just hard make Zeus, and I think that's hilarious. So that's all the fusions. I dropped the Dragon Knight and the Starving Venom. Again, like, space is really tight. We got the 1 Djinn Buster. We got the Garunix Eternity. I tried to fit a 2nd in here, but I genuinely don't know what to take out right now. We got the 1 Dreadnought Cannon, and I also did trade for a Zeus at the regional as well, so we're on that now. No more Zeus at home for me. 7 sins, you will be missed. Not really. But yeah, these I think are probably the 4 main Xyz I'll be sticking with. Djinn Busters, being able to, like, back Djinn Buster up with, like, Fire King stuff is actually stupid. Like, it does so much, and I couldn't be happier about that. Dreadnought Cannon is just good in time, and the Fire King stuff, being able to trigger effects more, that definitely helps with making sure I can actually get 2 level 10s out. We got 4 links: Anima, Link Karibo, Muttcracker, Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, Nightmare Unicorn, and Zeolantis. Some of these are probably iffy. Like, I don't think I'd take out these 2. I want to fit in the Hita link, and yeah, I'm not really sure what else. I think if I could get a Promethean Princess, that'd be really good. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Promethean Princess maybe over the Nightmare Unicorn would be really good. I don't know how viable it'll be for me to go for, like, a Raging Phoenix or something like that. Emblem Whale might be easier to get a hold of, just because it is only a rare. At least last I checked, it was just a rare. I don't know what other printings it has. So yeah, like, Zeolantis might not stick around, but at the same time, being able to, like, re-trigger all of my on-summon effects, that is kind of nice. So we're still figuring out this part of the extra deck, but otherwise, I do think the extra deck is actually probably the strongest part of the deck, in terms of, like, what I actually have. The side deck is definitely still sort of work in progress as well. It's literally just 15 spells, 3 Dark Hole, 3 Dark Ruler No More. Actually, it's 14 because I'm missing a Feather Duster. I don't have one right now. 2 Lightning Storm, 3 Cosmic, and 3 Herald. Yeah, so... Yeah, we're not running any hand traps. Again, I don't... Right now, they just don't feel good. Like, against Labyrinth, for example, like, most of their stuff I just couldn't hand trap to begin with. And then the stuff that I could, either it didn't matter or they could just dodge it. Same with Snake Eye. Again, it either doesn't hurt them or they can just play through it like it wasn't even there. Like, they lose one thing, they've got a bonfire or a wanted or something else to stop it. So, I think just having things to mass clear stuff is probably better overall. Or like deal with specific problem cards like Herald of the Abyss, being able to call like Wind Warrior against Baron, you know, or calling the Pearly, rank 7, because I still don't think I have an out to that otherwise. So yeah, it's just that's just kind of where I am right now with the deck. Still, excuse me. But no, yeah, I think the deck does feel a lot better now. Like, obviously, playing through hand traps is definitely hard to test for when you're just doing solitaire hands, but this is what I've been playing with for most of, like, I put this together today, and I've just kind of been playing around with it. And I am liking what I'm testing so far. Some of it's kind of hard to guess, like, with resolving triple attack in a hand where you have no opponent. But, I mean, that's just, I can always just, like, okay, if they ash this, then I don't get this part of the play, but then I can triple attack and draw 2 and see where that gets me. Or I can, potentially rip another card out of their hand instead. There's... it does kind of make you think a bit more in terms of like how fluid your combo is. There's a lot of really cool plays the deck can do though. So I think I'm going to be testing this. I might dip into Phantom Nightmare to see if I can get a Promethean Princess. Poplar wouldn't be too bad either if I can get a copy of Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. I think. I don't know if that's actually good by itself. A friend sold most of his Snake Eye core. He still has some of it left, so I might be able to see if I can get some from him to kind of fill in the gap. But at that point, like, do I just go for Snake Eye? Like, like a box of fucking Age of Overlord's like 160 now. So I'm definitely not wasting money on that. Even if I had that much right now, I definitely could not justify it. Like, honestly, I think Konami needs to do a unlimited print run of Age of Overlord to flood the market with more fucking copies of everything, because that set's just the craziest set we've had in years, and you want people playing your game and actually having fun doing it without spending $1,000+ on a deck. Like, I think that's the best way to do it. Would also make SP Little Knight more accessible. That'd be really good to have. I don't even have Masquerena right now for this, so yeah. But that is kind of where we're at right now for the deck, and yeah. So yeah, if there's any, I'm gonna try and put some combo tutorials together once I kind of get more of a feel for this particular build, so you can kind of see how the two lines mesh together. Because like there's certain hands where like turn 1 I'm ending on Jin Buster, Yubel, Samsara D Lotus, Nightmare Pain, Eternal Favorite, and like the Fire King's field spell, continuous spell in play, with like an Arvata on the field. Like having like 3 different monster negates is really strong. So we'll see what I can actually figure out it's like reliable reliable lines. I don't know why I'm tired now all of a sudden. It's only 5:30, so I shouldn't be tired, but I am. But yeah, that's probably. I can also dip into Maze of Millennia again, try and get Thrust. Because Thrust would be really good. I could dip into Rarity Collection for more Droplet. I'd have to see what else is in the set. Again, like I don't remember off the top of my head what else is in there. So I'm not sure if there's actually anything else I should go for in there or not. But yeah, that's where we're at right now for sort of waiting on Season 2. I am looking at going to a Win-A-Box tournament out of town at the end of the month. It's like $10 to enter. Winning a box would be kind of cool with this. So that might be my first real test with this deck. It kind of depends on if I can get there. Because it's like an hour and a half drive away. It's like a 2.5 hour bus ride there. And buses in town here are not running on Sundays. I don't know if the buses over there run on Sunday. So I need to figure all that out or see if friends want to go with. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.